Members will have an opportunity to ask you questions, both on the statement you are going to give and any other matters within your jurisdiction in the Ministry of Education. You may take the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, honorable members. Mr. Speaker, may I take this opportunity before I start to introduce the team that I'm accompanied with for purposes of record. I'm accompanied by the PS TVET in the Ministry of Education, Dr. Esther Moria, the PS Basic Education, Dr. Belio Kipsang, the PS Higher Education, Madam Beatrice Inyangala. I'm also accompanied by Professor Daniel Mugendi, the chair of all VCs, the vice chancellors of the universities in Kenya, public universities, and the CEO of the University Fund, Geoffrey Monari, together with my technical advisor, Joshua Wabwire. Mr. Speaker, may I take this opportunity to first and foremost thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak in this august house, specifically about the student-centered funding model, which is new in this country, and any other issues that relate to that model and in the education sector. Mr. Speaker, I also thank you for the Kamkunji you hosted on the 20th of August 2024, together with other honorable members that arose out of the concerns surrounding the new funding model. Mr. Speaker, we benefited from you and from the members' concerns and perspectives, and we have since taken action towards the proper rolling out of the model in a seamless and sensitive to the stakeholders' concerns. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for favoring us with a copy of the answered, which indicated or stipulated the issues that were of concern. Mr. Speaker, I wish to indicate that a day after the Kamkunji on the 21st of August 2024, we did implement your directive and requested all the vice chancellors in the country, in the public universities, to admit all the university students who had applied and admitted to those universities without paying their household contribution, as we sorted out the issues that were surrounding the funding model. Mr. Speaker, a total of 124,364 students out of the 538 students that were placed have since reported to their respective universities. Mr. Speaker, I'm happy to note that the number of students who have since paid their household contribution out of the 124 plus students are 75,000, which is almost above 60%. Mr. Speaker, the first question that we need to address, or we are requested to respond to, relates to us expounding on the application of the funding model for public universities and TVETs, including the criteria for ensuring that the analysis and categorization of beneficiaries into the 5 bands does not disadvantage the very needy students that it is supposed to support. Mr. Speaker, and as honorable members are aware, the student-centered funding model was launched by His Excellency, the President, in May 2023. It was first applied in the 2023-2024 academic year, and it is now in its second year of implementation. Mr. Speaker, the model was introduced on the recommendation of the Presidential Working Party on education reform that was set up and that concluded its report last year. The model is designed, Mr. Speaker, to provide funding to students based on their level of need. This was targeted at achieving equity and inclusivity to enhance access to higher education, regardless of one's socioeconomic background. Mr. Speaker, once a student is placed to a university by the Kenya University Central Placement Service, they lodge an application for funding through the Higher Education Portal. Students placed in public universities can apply for both scholarships and loans, and students placed on private universities are eligible only for loans. The student-centered model, Mr. Speaker, has 5 bands, and these are set out based on the household income groups and the level of need. The household income groups represent broad household weighted income brackets